Good morning. It's Tracy Shores. Actually, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. And I was thinking about something I wanted to share really quickly. It's I've I've been on social networks a lot this morning, but the Lord has showed me some really great things and reminded me of something actually. And I watched this video that is called Charity: Water, and it's basically a gentleman who started this ministry to provide clean water around the world. But he started his walk back to his what he was called to do through serving on these mercy ships that are like floating hospitals. And he highlights this one doctor who's been there 20 plus years helping individuals with these gigantic, excuse me, I have to hold the phone like that, gigantic tumors on their faces. I mean, there was one, the person was suffocating to death because of this tumor. And I was just bawling actually watching this video. And interestingly, it caused me to think about something that happened maybe 3 years ago. And I was worshiping at church and I was in the front, and there's a lady at that church we went to at the time whose face is severely disfigured. It's almost hard to look at her. And that sounds, I'm just being honest. I mean, but I felt great compassion towards her. But it's like Holy Spirit whispered to me, well, would you take on her disfigured face? Do you love her enough to take on her disfigured face? And really, my answer was no. And it grieved me because I thought, but then Holy Spirit quickened to me that indeed Yeshua took on that disfigured ness, if we want to call it, for us. And I was looking at the passage quickly this morning. I believe it's Isaiah 52:14. I think that's it. And but it basically says his face or his appearance was so disfigured that he was hardly recognized as a man, that he was marred beyond even human likeness. And so I thought, wow. Yeah, I knew the Lord was showing me that at that moment. And I just wanted to highlight that because when I saw this, it's about a 20-minute video, but it's incredible, sharing how the lives are changing. I think they've provided clean water for about 6 million people worldwide. If you're looking for places to give this season, I would definitely look at that. It's charity and then a colon and then water. And I think you can also find it under the spring where they're looking for monthly commitments to make this goal possible of actually clean water everywhere in the world, that everyone who needs clean water, and I think the number was like almost 700 million people who are without clean water. So it's definitely an epidemic. And so, but I also want you to think about today that indeed Christ took on, this is my translation, every bit of my ugliness, every bit of my selfishness, every bit of when I'm shouting at the kids, when I'm just downright not so pretty. God took that on for me in the form of his son. And that's an amazing thing. So trying to finish the video, and one of the kids walked in. So forgive the edits, the cuts. This is like the opposite of Hollywood productions. This is just me on my phone in the house with 6 kids that call and interrupt often. So, but I did think of another verse I wanted to close with, and it's from Romans 5:8. And it kind of sums this all up because it says that God demonstrated his own love for us, that yet while we were sinners, Christ died for us. And so again, my translation, right, while we were a mess, just an ugly mess, Christ died for us. So have a blessed day. Love you. Bye-bye.